I'm back. I'm asking that you please subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I drop another video. Flight from Cleveland, take the Greyhound on home. I actually have to reference back to me riding back to the airport before I got the ticket. So I'm on the phone with Eric, and he's like, "No, you got this. You know, figure it out. Don't take no for an answer." And I'm giving myself the pep talk or whatever to change my mindset around, like, speak life into positive things happening. So I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, babe. Let me get myself together." So that was the first boost of like positive surge energy. He was just like, "Yeah, no, don't leave there before you check. Like, you're gonna regret it. Don't leave and not go talk to the ticket agent." And he was right. I would have been thinking about, like, damn, what if they would have just replaced the flight or whatever. So I head back to the airport, and I going through on the side of the Greyhound station. They have the trains, that get you through the city. And also it had told me that there was the S line, Silver line, that went from there to back over to the airport. So I'm like, yeah, I wish I would have known this before the whole Lyft debacle, but whatever. I didn't know. So when you know, but if you don't, what can you do? So I go to get on there, and I'm like confused because we don't really have subway stations, so I'm trying to figure out which way to go. And I walk in there, and a lady that was ahead of me, held the elevator, and I spoke, but it wasn't really, I was still in the moment of my thoughts, and so we get to moving towards, and we're going the same direction, we're both heading towards the airport. And we get off the elevator, and it's right there, so I'm like, okay, things are looking brighter. So we get on there, and she came, and she said a few things, and something came to my mind to ask her where she was going. She's telling me she's going to London, and she gets to asking me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get to Kenya. I've been stuck here. Things are going crazy. Hey, Tracy, if you see this. And she was like, oh, I lived in Kenya, and she's like telling me all this information. She's giving me a driver when I get there. She's hitting him up like she's on her way, be looking for her. And she's like giving me all this information, things I could be doing. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is synergy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything. Okay. I'm starting to feel good about heading back to the airport, because I'm like, what's the chances? What's the chances that, she gave me all this information, or had all this information, and I talked to her, and we got to the point where I was able to receive it, So I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is happening, So then we were talking so much that we missed our stop, but it was okay because we were like hours ahead of what we needed to be doing. So we're talking, and I'm just talking about like how toxic it was, really. And she's like, yeah, I'm embarrassed that I'm from this area, and that's how people are. And she's just talking to me about like COVID and customer service and just people post-COVID. And I'm like right on the same page. Like, yes, I don't know if it's from me being from a small town or what, but I just want to smile and just have good communication with people. And no, let me take that back, because there's some people from where I'm from that's negative and on trash as well. But what I took from it, I guess, that like, yeah, maybe it's because I'm from a place where you pretty much know everybody, that you want to just speak, and I don't know, I just want to be nice, and I want people to be nice to me, And she was just like, yeah, so we miss our stop, and she's like asking the driver, like, should we stay on here for you to come back, or what should we do to get back to the airport? And he's like, where are you going? Like, yelling at her, kind of being nasty with her. And she's like, yeah, we were supposed to be getting off at the terminal. We missed it. And he's like, yeah, get off the bus and go get on the other one then. Like, that's going back that direction. And she's like, okay, okay. So she goes to grab her bag. And, you know, I'm behind her trying to shuffle my stuff, you know. And she's like standing on the sidewalk and grabbing her bag out the thing. And he just like shut the door on her mid body. Like, yeah, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, you know. And she was like, like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, yeah, this is crazy. You know? So we get off the bus and we go to the other side to go back. And it shows up in this wall patch, you know, like there's so many people on this other bus. And we were like sitting so nonchalant and free on the other one that I couldn't even imagine it. She was like telling me like, no, this is usually packed. Like, I don't know how we're on here like this. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, not really thinking too hard about it. But when I seen that other bus, I'm like, oh, she wasn't playing, you know. So we get in there. I'm like holding up, trying to get my bag on. And I have my like book bag and stuff on top of my suitcase. So it's making it heavy. So I'm like lifting it from the side and putting it up there. And just because it was so packed, like I was in the way, you know. So I'm like stepping off, like trying to turn my suitcase to the side so I don't have to keep on pulling it off and putting it back in there, you know. And this man is like, yeah, here's a seat for you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just in the way. You know, I don't want to go sit over there and do my bags in the way of people trying to get off. And he was like, yeah, no, I'll lift it up on the seat for you. This man picked up my suitcase and put it on the seat. And we're riding and I'm talking to Tracy. And he's like, I guess we're like getting back to the terminals. And he's like getting off soon. So he's like, yeah, I'm about to get off. I'm going to take your bag back down, you know. And I'm just like, God, I thank you. Like, I was just so grateful that just after all the negativity that I had experienced, that I seen some light. You know, I seen some light, and I'm just like so grateful to God for it, because I just felt so depleted. And so he's like, he takes my bag down, and I'm like, thank you so much, kind sir, you know. And he gets off, and I'm still talking to Tracy. I'm like, yeah, girl, I gotta go check in and see what's going on with this thing. We were supposed to be meeting up to eat together when we got back to the gates. And I go over there, and I'm feeling great. And I'm like, yes, it's gonna work in your favor. You're gonna get your ticket. And I get up there, and she says the $600 something, and I'm like, yeah, I just didn't want to spend that, you know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going home. And so yeah, so back to that part. So decided to go ahead and take that route. So I'm getting going over to my JetBlue, you know, to fly back. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is happening. You're going back home, you know. And but at this point I was ready. Like, I'm like, even if I'm still gonna be able to get to Kenya later, I'm ready. I need to go home and regroup. Like, I need to go home and feel some love and encouragement, and I work from there, you know. So I was like ready to be home. So I'm like, okay, yes, we're going home. So I get on the flight, and there's nobody on this flight. And so I have the 3 seats to myself, and I'm like, okay, just lay down, Tasha, you know, just stretch out your body and lay down. And so I'm laying in the, like, I'm talking about the flight didn't even take off. Like, as soon as I seen that those seats were available, I loosened up my seatbelt, snapped it, and laid across them seats, put my coat over my head, and I don't even remember the flight taking off. Like, I was that tired. Like, I was knocked out. So, yeah, I get to Cleveland, and I'm like, I'm in Ohio, you know, God, I'm grateful for you getting me back, and me still having my sanity, you know, like I'm gonna sit there and try to say all the things I'm grateful for to just get that positivity flowing back through me. And I get to the where our bags was the baggage claim, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, you'll be on 7 for the baggage claim. I get over there, I see, you know, it's saying from Boston, and I'm sitting there, but nobody else from my flight is down there, you know. So I'm like, dang, I'm the only one that checked the bag. And so I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous now, you know. Getting a little crazy that I've been waiting this long. And then the TV just turned off. You know, it wasn't talking about my flight no more. So I'm like, what the heck? I get up and I go talk to this man that was sitting over there, security, and he's like, yeah, it's supposed to be on 7. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I was at, and nothing ever came out. So thank you to this man too, because he could have just brushed me off because it wasn't his job to be doing that, you know. But he got up, you know, he came over there. And he was like, yeah, let's go up to JetBlue and try to knock on the door, see if somebody back there. He over there knocking, you know, knocking. And like it was his bag. Like he was really giving it a real effort. And I'm so grateful for him. He was in Cleveland Airport. And so he like, nobody answers, you know, ticket counter's closed, you know, nobody's answering. So we go back downstairs and he's like, well, I'm going to try to go back here and see what I can see if your bag's sitting back here. And so he goes back there and he's checking and he comes back and, you know, like he didn't even want to look at me to say like he didn't see nothing, you know, but he came back over there and he's like, yeah, I didn't see anything back there. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate you. You know, you gave a real effort and I'm grateful for that. And so he like went on about his way, you know, and I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, like everything that can go wrong is, you know. Sitting there like, damn, they done lost my bag or didn't send my bag out. And it was like, yeah, there might not be employees back there because it's the last flight. And I'm just like, what the fuck, you know, and thinking about what he had said, you know. And so then he's like gone and I'm trying to debate like if I'm going to sit here and try to figure out the situation with my bag. And I'm like, no, I need to go home. Like, that's my focus. I just need to get home. So I'm like, whatever, let me call this Lyft. And he comes back over there with a number, you know. He was like, this is the number for the people up here. You know, they didn't answer the door, but maybe if you call, you know, maybe if you call, they'll answer you, you know. And I'm like, oh, you're going so out of your way. Thank you so much, you know. Because he didn't know the last few days I had, you know. And I'm so grateful for his light, you know, him wanting to be an aid. And he gave me the number, so I'm calling it. It's ringing. Then they ain't got no voicemail. I call again. It's ringing. They ain't got no voicemail. And I'm like, Tasha, stop wasting your energy. You know, ain't nobody gonna answer you, you know. So it just dawned on me to call the corporate number, so I could at least say that I'm leaving. You know, I was searching for my bag and never showed up, just to give them a heads up that please contact me, you know. So I called the corporate number and she's like, oh, let me get you to Cleveland area, you know. So she transfers me to a number and I'm talking with a woman and I'm like, the bag never came out. I can't wait. I'm going to Columbus. Yeah, please let me know when you can get my bag to me. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to figure it out. Y'all need to get it to me because I don't know what this was. But so she's like, yeah, we can either get it on a flight, and I live right up the street from Columbus Airport, so I'm like, okay, that's good, or send it FedEx, you know. So I'm like, okay, thank you, you know. And she's like asking me questions about my bag, da da da. So we get off the phone and I'm like in the Lyft now, so I'm like having this conversation in the Lyft with this man. And he's like, so I get off the phone and he's like, wow, you know, that sucks, you know. They done lost your bag. And I'm like, yeah, you don't even know the half of it, you know. And he's like, where are you coming from? I'm like, I was on my way to Kenya and just things start going wrong, you know, and I just need to come back home and regroup, you know. We get to talking and he's talking about he's from Yemen and, you know, he's thinking about doing honey and coffee, you know, getting it from there and bringing it back, because I was telling him like while I was in Kenya I was gonna look for somewhere I could buy bulk for my stuff. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about doing that too. And he just started talking about how like Yemen had the best honey in the world. And I'm like, I don't even know if I think about honey outside of the United States, you know, like to really be like, oh, who has the best honey, you know. And he was like, yeah, little jars go for $50, you know, of the honey from Yemen. And I'm like, okay, you know, he put me onto some stuff. But, you know, we keep on processing that all the richest resources are from Africa, but like America has tainted us so much on what outside of us is like that we like, yeah, no, they can't have nothing great. We got everything great here, you know, and they're poisoning us. So fuck what they talking about. Y'all get refocused. I digress. Okay, so he like goes to drop me off at the Greyhound, and he's like, yeah, my previous rider worked at Crumble, you know, and she had all these cookies and she gave them to me. Would you like one? When I tell you him offering me that cookie was like a nice warm grandma hug. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And you know, Lyft tells you their names, but I don't want to butcher it, so I'm not even going to do him like that. But I am also grateful for him. I get get over to the Greyhound, and the lady at the counter is smiling at me, and I'm like, okay, you're heading home, Tasha, you're headed home, you know. And I'm sitting there, my friend Marquita is calling relentlessly, like the whole time. She's like, no, girl, let me know. Let me know what's going on. Let me know that you got to the places, you know, let me know. And so she on the phone calling, I'm talking to her as I'm going into the Greyhound. And, you know, I'm just like, yeah, girl, this shit was just crazy. Like, it was just so crazy, but I'm about to be home, you know. And so I'm like, I get on the Greyhound. I'm talking to her, and I'm like, you know, girl, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. Let these people sleep on the bus, you know, so I can, let me get off the phone so I can let these other people sleep, you know. And so I don't even remember that ride either. Like, I was knocked out. Like, by the time I woke up, we were in Columbus, and I have never been so grateful to be home. Like, never been so grateful. Like, and while I was on the bus, and I was laying there, I just started hearing God be like, yeah, I gave you something. Like, I gave you something for you to be doing that you've been asking for. Like, I gave that to you. And instead of you taking care of it like you should have, you sitting out here on some other tangent trying to focus on something else when there's something you should have been doing. And so, like, that, I got to thinking over that. Like, damn, yeah, I did think that. Before I booked the flight or got to moving towards the airport, I thought, like, dang, you need to get down to North Carolina and finish this up. But, you know, I just put it off in my mind, like, it's warmer down there, and it's not going to, I could still turn the ground in January. You know, I could still do that in January, and it'll be fine. And it just came over me like, yes, even though it is warmer there, for you to be able to till the soil and do what you need to do needs to happen now. So when the ground is hard from the cold in February, it's loosened up from your aid, you know. And it was very overwhelming. You know, I was just like, you know, God, I'm sorry. I apologize, because, you know, I wasn't even thinking that I was mishandling what you gave me. I wasn't thinking that I was ignoring your direction. I wasn't thinking that the time is now, not you put it off till later because I got something planned for you, you know. So I was just like very overwhelmed by that epiphany. I was just like, God, I really do appreciate what you've given me, and I apologize for the way I was moving around what was given to me, you know. And so I just like started feeling a gratefulness that I didn't mess it up by leaving, you know. And even though God wasn't playing with me anyway, like, yeah, you're not going nowhere because you got something to do first, you know. And so I just I said all that to say, give you this experience, but as well as talk to you about when you hear God. And maybe everybody don't recognize it as God, but when you are given something that's on your mind and you can't shake it, thank you, God. That's the best way I can plainly explain it. When you're given something that's constantly on your mind and you can't really shake the thought, it's continuously coming back to your four thoughts that there's something that you should be taking care of. God ain't playing with us no more. 2023 is about to be something completely different. And this year was for preparation, and we have to get everything done. We have to finish out what we were meant to do before this year starts. So I am just anybody that's putting things off, procrastinating, saying like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that later. I'm here to remind you the time is now for you to take care of it. You can put it off because you think like, I can do it later. I can do it later. But maybe you can't. Maybe your part was supposed to be done for somebody else to start their part. And we have to be very mindful about staying focused, staying on task, staying disciplined to what we are here for. What we are here for. God, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. The universe has just been aligning things for me, and I've been saying, oh, how grateful I am for it, but it's my actions following that. And God told me no. God told me no. My actions were not following that. I was grateful for things that got laid out for me, and I don't want us to get messed up. I don't want us to be in a bad place because we didn't know how to listen, or we didn't put the urgent importance on taking care of tasks now. Because there's a reason we were given those tasks. And it's so important that we fulfill it and do what we're supposed to be doing. And, oh yeah, it was such a hard lesson. Oh, such a hard lesson. My little feelings was broke. I have cried. I cried like I ain't cried in a long time. But it's so funny because I told Eric, I felt like there was stuff trapped in me, even though I was healing and working, I just need a good cry, and when I get to Africa and get my feet in that dirt, I'm going to just let it out, and give it to the earth and let it replenish me, because you having your feet bare on the ground, they call it grounding, but it's the energy. The earth is really feeling and detoxing your body and putting life back into you. When you care about making that connection with nature, it really is going to give right back to you. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to get there. I'm going to just cry it out. I'm going to give it to the earth, and the earth going to just rejuvenate me, And, I cried, okay? I cried. It might not have been how I imagined it was going to be, but yeah, I cried for hours. I cried for hours. And I know the people at the airport and the Greyhound and all the places I'm just walking around tugging my stuff was just like, what is wrong, or maybe they didn't care at all, who knows. But yeah, I got the cry out that I needed to cry. I didn't know it was going to be about not making it to Kenya, but I definitely released all that off of my body. And me doing that, I was even coming back and thinking about situations with my fiance, and how I want you just want your partner to be the best version for you, and it just really got me going on, have I been the best version of myself for him, in all places, good, bad, and ugly. Have I showed up like I would want him to show up for me? And I had to tell myself, no, I haven't been, because, I am horrible with when my feelings get hurt. or I don't feel heard, that I'll just shut down to you. Like, whatever. I don't care what you're talking about or anything, you know. And that's also not healthy in relationships or communication, when you just really put people on timeout from you communicating with them. And God gave that to me, and I'm so grateful for it, so I can be better. And it just made me really appreciate all the disaster, because I know I needed that moment. It made me so happy to be home, when I've really been like battling for this last year not to be here. You know, I'm like, this is not where I'm supposed to be at. This is not what's for me, you know. And all the support I'm talking about, he was even ready to give me that $600. Like, I don't even want you to miss this experience. I know how much it's going to break your heart, you know. I'll just pay for it, you know. And it just like really focused me in, like, with all your daily complaints of what's not happening, are you grateful and appreciative of the things that are happening? You know, you have a partner that supports you, good, bad, and ugly, you know. And even when I want to complain, is that real somewhere else? You know, is that real for somebody to be like, you're going against what I want. You're going against what I need in this moment, focused on whatever it is that I've done. Because he's never put his foot down to me being trying to get up and go and switch directions, or say things that other people would just think is wild and crazy. Like, he's just been so supportive to me and what I want to do, as always being a cheerleader. You know, I've complained about him not stepping up when my business was growing, or, you know, me hearing congratulations from people first. But it's like he is an everyday support of the whole of me. And yeah, I need to honor that. I need to honor who he has been for me, because I've never had it anywhere else. I've never had that full unconditional support, even when it's not something he wants to hear. Like, he didn't want to hear that I was going to Kenya for a month, and I'm just like, yeah, it's happening. I'm about to go to Kenya. Like, see you when I get back. And it's not what he wanted. He didn't want me to go, or he was like, well, let's wait until we can go. And I'm just like, no, it's cheap now. I'm about to just do this. And even when it was failing, he was trying to figure out how to get me there. Like, I know how much she wants it, so let me help her. Let me help her get to what she needs right now. And it just made me so grateful for the people in my life and who are surrounding me in this moment. Because I felt, when disaster was happening, I felt so much love. I knew who was covering me and who had my back. And that was beautiful. And I'm back home now. I just got back this morning. And so, yeah, home never felt so homey. I got home and he's like revamped it, trying to get his feng shui together. And it just felt so beautiful. Like, I just climbed in my bed and just was so grateful. He had left for work, but I anticipate his return today. And yeah, I'm so grateful to God, the universe, the ancestors for the love I felt, and um, continue that I'll continue to feel from the people that are around me. And yes, so y'all don't put things off. Um, don't put them off till later. Do them now. The way I got ahead of procrastination is do things when they first come to your mind. If you take care of them when they first come to your thoughts, then you don't have to worry about it later. So get diligent on getting things done. Appreciate the love that is surrounding you. We take it for granted because things aren't happening the way we want them to. But don't overlook the love, the light, and the warmth people around you are giving you on a daily basis, because they don't have to. They don't have to exert their energy for you, you know? And yeah, y'all, get to a place of peace where you can hear messages, you know, because I really, when I realized I wasn't going to Kenya, I was ready to hide out, you know, because I was embarrassed. Like, I was embarrassed that I hadn't taken properly looked into what the visa was looking like, you know, what I needed to have, and that I wasn't taking this amazing trip that I had just been so excited about. But God said that there was something bigger that was supposed to be getting said, and that I can't fall off the face of the earth, that I need to share it and be grateful, and that I can understand. I can understand and not let this take me out for another week or even the rest of the day. Like, I came back and I was fine. Like, I was just like, that was unfortunate. It was a shit show. But it helped me realize that I have to take priority and what God has given me over my interest and fascination, because the more I align, I will see it. I will see the magic. And even from Ohio or North Carolina, I can send all the energy on the walk to Mount Zion. I am sending all the energy that way. I am going to post some links to Ambassador Prince Michael's page so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, y'all, I'm excited either way. Magic real. They said that there's going to be a display of magic that they have requested. You know, they had all got together and you know, did their rituals, and that they asked for permission to display magic, for us to be able to see it and not be confused that it is them and they are moving in alignment of nature and the creator and the universe, you know, that the magic will be displayed. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to witness it. I can't wait to send all my good energy their way. And I can't wait to get to my magic, okay? I can't wait to get to my magic. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, she playing a fine line here. But magic has been spoken about in our existence. The Bible speaks of magic. You know what? The things that were happening in the Bible as far as Jesus and Moses and Noah. Yeah, it's magic. You know, it's magic. Him turning the water into wine. It's magic, the bush burning. You know, it's magic, the manna falling from the sky. You know, and yeah, I don't know how to better put it. That even Christian faith, you know, the Bible speaks of magic. And I'm like, I'm glad I just been slowly taking my steps to get to the point where I'm like, okay, Glasses on. I'm seeing reality in a different way, and I'm ready to take part in what I'm supposed to be doing and see my magic and cultivate beautiful things, you know. So I'm so excited to be back home and to get my ass back over to that land and finish up and get that food growing and do all the other stuff I'm supposed to be doing in North Carolina as far as regulating a normalcy in a home there. And yeah, I'm so excited to share everything with y'all. And yeah, God really wanted me to know, and so I'm sharing it with you as well. Yeah, when I give you something that you've been praying for, don't overlook me. Don't have lack of appreciation for how I'm showing up and think you can put it off till later. Like, after you've waited years for it, after you waited years, now that it's here, you think I can do it tomorrow? Like, we need to get so what's the word I'm looking for? We just need to get so curious and just moving and putting action towards everything we've asked for. Like, it's so important that we show our gratitude in action. Nobody wants to hear words. I don't even want to hear words. I don't want you to keep on telling me what you gonna do. Do it. Y'all, get out and do it. Do it. If it's on your mind, it's because you are the one supposed to be doing it. And we need you. Somebody else got to pick up after what you're doing. And you got to do your part first. Y'all, I'm just trying to share things so we can get what we deserve. Because I know you deserve it. Thank you for taking your time with my long message. But I know I needed to share it and not hide. And I thank you for watching. And I love you.